Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
Yeah, that shit a little reference to Cardi B. But man, FAMUans, look, when y'all rattlers get together, y'all get something done. Look at this. Look at God on a Sunday. Won't he do it? Won't he will? What's up, Tamara? Rattlers! Look, early. Look, man, we're gonna kind of give y'all a little flashback, kind of see a little bit of the year that was, but also I wouldn't be a teacher if I didn't talk about what we learned this year. And I think as FAMUans, we learned a little bit. I got a good friend. He hit me, we'll mess with each other, and I owe him a trip to Tampa and some wings and other things. So Rufus, if you're watching, bro, Hawk, I owe you something. We're gonna do something this summer. We were supposed to do something before, but my schedule's been my schedule. But we learned a lot about FAMU this year, namely as a fan base. But first, before we talk about what we learned, look, we're gonna go look at the last couple of days. FAMU women's basketball, you caught another L, and that's honestly, it's not bad though. Like, it was a close game. Like, the ladies lost by a few points. Like, went up to UNF, and they were actually leading for parts of the game. And I think this is part of why they get a little bit of leeway and the men don't, because they're winning games or they're close to it. And that makes a huge difference. I can lie to you. I can tell you the truth. The fact that the women are competitive makes a difference. And some of it is the teams they're playing. Like, they're not playing these games where they're just getting their eyes beat out. They're playing games where we can be competitive, we can win these games. So look, I'm going to let you have it right now. Shout out to the NAA for raising $100K in 24 hours for Coach Simmons. Hashtag secure Willie Simmons. So look, secure the shotgun, baby. Because when it's locked and loaded at FAMU, there's some problems. Now the men's, they lost South Carolina, 94-62. Game got away from them real early though. So if you're upset about that, kind of is what it is, man. Like, FAMU basketball. Like, when you kind of look at the year that was with this team, they're a lot better than they looked last year. That ain't saying much, but at the same point, all things being considered, last year was an abject disaster, an abject failure. And you kind of see, like, the team looks better size-wise. I do notice in the last game, he played more as bench players, and you could actually see some of the difference on the coaching staff. Now, I will be honest, year in review, last year was an abject disaster. This year, we're going to see. My bold prediction, if you had to go to Vegas, man, if you still can, put some money on like a weird betting stat, both coaches in Tallahassee getting fired or not renewed. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Leonard Hamilton fan, but, man, they just lost to Lipscomb, a little Church of Christ school in Nashville, Tennessee. And I say that as a member of the Church of Christ, so I'm not it's not slanderous or anything. But it's a small school, no football program, private school, good music program. But they should not be beating Florida State. Here at FAMU, look, you got to win some games, man. Like, we can keep it a buck and just be real about this. You got to finish in the top 2 or 3 in the SWAC. Like, if you ain't getting no W's, I look, when you're seeing what Rattler Nation can be, Now you got to do better than that. Now, look, we can't be reviewing the year if we don't talk about the SWAC champions. FAMU baseball team won the SWAC. Look, and gave the Gators a fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that was one of the highlights for the year as far as a FAMU fan. If you're a Bengals fan, you're like, man, they should have kicked the field goal. But if you are a Rattler fan that's a fan of FAMU baseball, and this is from the Cookman game. I went to the BCU game this year, and we went there and we beat them. I didn't play the video this time, but you can start to see this team is trajecting up, bringing in some solid recruits. And I mentioned the volleyball program. Look, they didn't win a SWAC this year, but in a rebuilding year, they did some freaking great things. And FAMU softball, I like our coach. I ain't gonna lie. I like her. I like the women's coach too, because they seem like they kind of cut from the same cloth. They're pushing that pressure thing. Pressure makes diamonds. And FAMU softball, look, I'm gonna put it back up there one more time. If you've been going to FAMU softball games as long as I have, look, this facility looks a whole heck of a lot better than it did when I was in college, at least field-wise. Then the same old bleachers from when I was in school. But other than that, it was solid. And obviously, the SWAC champions, Celebration Bowl, national champions. The reason y'all just raised $100,000, believe it was 106 when they sent the email this morning. Yes, the National Alumni Association, sent us emails. You want more of these good feelings? Secure Willie Simmons. Secure somebody that's gonna win. But we got to organize ourselves a little bit, because man, it was nice. It was an experience. Yeah, I know my brother Herb. Got to get Herb in there. Got to sneak him in there. Now, before we kind of talk about some of the Willie Simmons stuff, I can tell you, we did get a commitment. FAMU got a commitment from the football team, preferred walk-on from Stetson. And it's kind of funny. I've been telling y'all for like 2 years, one of the things that FAMU really should look to do is use schools like Stetson as recruiting grounds, because guess what? They don't get any effing money to play sports. Them kids are coming out their own pocket. So guess what? When you offer a kid like that just a little something, and especially a scholarship, all of a sudden, I can be very loyal to Stetson. And I may love D-Land, Florida, but it ain't Tallahassee, and I ain't getting no money. It's a place where your best players and their best players become your best players, because honestly, you're offering more than they're offering. It's just facts. Like, sometimes you got to play the hand that's dealt to you, and sometimes at FAMU we like to play broke. Sometimes we ain't got it. But look, in this case, man, compared to Stetson, I got a handful of spades. Shoot, we need to walk the board. Now, I forgot to mention cross country, SWAC champions. Look, there's a lot of SWAC champions being said this past calendar year. It was a beautiful situation. So now we're going to go to the Willie thing. I'm going to tell you what I can tell you based on the information I know. I'm not going to tell you anything that's factless, baseless. Y'all know how I do. I stand on business and I stand on data. So if you don't like anything I said, I'm not going to tell you to do like Scotty says and unfollow him. I need all the follows I can get. But I will say this. If you don't like something I said, fact check me. I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong, because, sometimes I am. I ain't going to hit you the line my wife be hitting me with. Like, I'm always right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. I'm not going to hit you with that. I'm going to just tell you the truth. So what we know so far about the Willie Simmons situation, and full disclosure, I was in the booster meeting. I didn't make the NAA meeting because, look, I'm a teacher. So when school's out, I'm gigging. Look, brother's always looking for some cash, some payola. Like, I got to fuss with some folks right now about some checks. Like, look, I need some coins. Run me my money. But we do know Duke has offered him, and he has pretty much till Monday. I've been told, now that's the part, but from what I was told, he has till Monday afternoon to accept $500,000 offer from Duke University. And supposedly it is the running back position. So give credit to Scotty. He did break that. But it's not something that's surprising to you. Like, you've definitely heard the people that follow FAMU saying, yo, you need to pay Willie more. Like, I'm gonna give credit to Vaughn Wilson. Vaughn's been one of them who said it. ONG said it. Heck, I've said it myself. Like, yo, you got to pay him more soon. Didn't know it was gonna be this soon, but soon is here. And yeah, like eventually, and my coworker, my lead dean, yeah, I don't think Birdsley watching right now. So, but I'm gonna let him know I shouted him out on the show. He has this quote where he watches Coach Prime, and the quote is, he shows it to our students: eventually, it's over, it's coming. Again, FAMU, eventually, it's over, it's coming. How long can you stave it off? Is part of the question. So his current salary, though, is $300,000. Willie's looking about $500K, and hopefully, I've been told he's really also looking for us to do a better job of taking care of some of the staff. Namely, look, we should do a better job of taking care of Coach Riz. We ain't doing him the way he need to be done. From what I've been told, so we need to take care of Coach Riz. Like, I just stand on business with that. When you're looking at the recruits that are being brought in, the work that he's doing, why are we not taking care of Coach Riz the way we should? And he hadn't complained about it. He ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it out there for him and the other coaches on the staff. We need to do a better job of taking care of some of the assistants. Tamara says we need to counter with a minimum of 575 plus incentives. I'm not gonna lie, that's a strong number. I might come in a little closer to 500 and hit the incentives, or 550. But you know what? Look, I ain't the business person, so that's not a bad thing. Now I will say my ideas for how do you reach that number. And thank you, Tam. Look, she look, there's a ram in the bush. Look at God. I think the best way you hit those numbers, tie the contract to incentives. Whoo! Coach Riz needs a $100K increase. Look, Coach Riz need to at least be getting a strong 75. Like, that brother ain't making 75K. You playing? Like, I mean, granted, I don't know how much he coaches. Let me say it like that. But heck, the work he does in recruiting and everything else alone, my Lord, how are you not paying that dude at least 75 to 100? Like, just saying. But the way that I think you get to some of those numbers with some of these coaches, Tamara pointed to it, and it's the second part of what she said, and really the end of what she said, not the second part. Excuse me. It's the incentives. The way you get to some of Willie's numbers are with the incentives. His contract is already incentive laden. Got about another 130, something like that, thousand coming to him this year. But with that, tie this to incentives. When you win the SWAC, you get this. If we host the SWAC championship, you get this bonus. If you go to the Celebration Bowl, you get that bonus. And then you use some of those games to pay for those bonuses, to offset. Did we get the full $1 million from the Celebration Bowl? Nah. I got on good authority, we got about 200 and something, which ain't bad. 200. Give y'all the Kev on stage thing. I know y'all be laughing at Kev on stage. 200? Yeah, 200 ain't bad. It ain't 1M, but between those two games, you probably hit about 500K. So granted, can you pay Willie 500K incentives? No. You got to spread some of that across these other programs. But between those two games, can you give Willie 50, 75K? Maybe 100? Yeah. But some of this is also related to your DSOs. And I'm unapologetic. As you look to my left, that's a Rattler Booster shirt. I am a Rattler Booster. If you look on the website, I'm not there because I ain't gonna lie to you. I just paid for it a few weeks ago with the full understanding that I got the re-up in July 1. But I don't put my money where my mouth is not. So if I put my money there, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm also a Rattler Booster and alumni. So I said Rattler Booster twice. So I'm a member NAA. I'm active in both. So I'm not one of these people that's telling you join this organization. So what do? Oh man, I just be chilling. No, I do a little something for them, along with my contributions. But some of the things we saw here, man, it was amazing to see literally within about a good 2-3 day period. FAMU's raised $100,000 in funds by the National Alumni Association for the head coach. No problem with that. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. I love it. The problem with that, though, is it's really like a one-time get. Like, yeah, do the athletic fund. Great. No problems, no qualms. This is where I started to get into some of this, though. We got too many effing people that want to ride the horse and plant the spear, and not enough people doing the chop. I need 80,000 doing the chop. I don't need 40,000 people planting spears. Yes, it's an FSU reference because I'm going to reference their booster club. And if you really hate them that much, 2 middle fingers to you. You just watched them get beat by like 50 points. But we're going to use their example to benefit FAMU. So if you really hate it that much, I'm just telling you straight up. It's going to be garner and gold on my page. But we're going to use it to help the orange and green. So if you hate it that much, just stick your head in the sand. You're a dinosaur. At this point, you got to steal people's ideas and apply them to you and your situation. But in this case, we have too many DSOs, and some of them aren't doing what they're supposed to do or stepping in others' lanes. Like, yes, Alumni Association, they've committed to helping with athletics. That's great. It's really a booster thing, though. And it would be really cool if we could get like 500 boosters at the bottom level, maybe 1,000 at the bottom level. Because if you do the lifetime membership for FAMU boosters, it's a $750 bill. One time, you're done. That's great. It goes into an account, and they get to use the interest from that account, from what I've been told, to raise money. It'd be really great though. Just be an annual member, pay $100 a year, and then all of a sudden we get 1,000 people doing that. That's $100K. That goes directly to athletics. Just saying. Yeah, the 750 is cool. One done, you're finished. But the 100 reoccurring every year, all of a sudden that's $100,000 yearly. If you get 1,000 members, that can go to supporting FAMU athletics. Hey, coach needs a salary raise. Cool. All the money we spend goes to this anyway. Go. Then again, you get something for it. You get a tag, you get a t-shirt, whatever. So it's not just like, hey, what am I getting for this? You get a little something for that. Need some organizing though. Need some restructuring. Now you got F Club, 220 Club. You got all these different clubs that are kind of sometimes pulling from the same people to pay the same bill. And so all of a sudden, look, I got this microphone. I got 2 microphones come in this case. I got a backup microphone, the old microphone. Guess what I'm not about to do? Buy 4 more microphones. It's redundancy because at a certain point, I got too many things that are the same. So at the bottom level, pretty much, yeah, it's $100 right now. I don't know if they're gonna change their prices. I ain't gonna fight for that. I'm gonna fight for that lifetime membership to change. At least get like 25 a year, 50 a year, something. But yeah, $100 annual, done. It's now the calendar's funny. So if you pay for this year and you try and do something for next football season, you're gonna pay twice. Like, so just take that for what it is. But I'm honest enough and man enough to tell you the truth. So we know. Look, I'm working on that. So y'all know I don't say something unless I pull up some data. So let me see, Rattler boosters, and I'll pull it up so y'all can see the website. I ain't even gonna play with y'all like that. So if you go to the website, you see donation options. I think that needs to be renamed. But that's just me and my little soapbox, whatever. You can do the little donation there. But the real thing is membership. So you can see right there, and it lists your different levels of membership. Click view, and then you go from there. So yeah, and they do break up the lifetime membership. You can do it in one Hawk payment and be done with it, or you can break it up in 3 years. However, but this ain't for them. Now, what I do think though, we need to restructure how we do some of this. Again, this is the part where it's gonna be real guarded and gold. If you don't like it, you hate Florida State, cool. You can pause, come back later. But one of the things they did, this is Seminole Boosters website, who they are, what they do. But what I love is their revenue stuff. They tell you how they get the money. They tell you how they make the money. So some of it is just their annual fund, people giving money. Some of it is the projects that they're planning on doing. Straight up telling you what's going on. Some of them is the clubs and other stuff. But the big thing that I love, one, I love looking at their endowment. But come over here and look to this right. There's this place that encroaches upon Florida A&M University called College Town. Look what they're doing. Right above College Town to the right. What's that word there? I'll let y'all read it. Give y'all a second. It says real estate. $5 billion annually. They own land. We keep talking about this in our community, like the importance of land ownership and all this other stuff. It's not just for us. They also do other events, hospitality, just like the Boosters do. The Boosters do their annual yearly kickoff for the fall sports. And they also have licensing and other things. But the key things are they're not solely dependent on membership to raise funds. You got to diversify your portfolio. And no, I'm not a financial planner, and I don't claim to be one on TV. But what I will say is I'm smart enough to see what somebody else is doing, scratch their name out, and write Keith on top. Hove. I didn't do the diamond sign because I'm not a Delta, nor am I any other Greek fraternity. So I don't want to make anybody mad by throwing up hand signs. But yeah, we can rock some fellas if we just change some of the way we do things. Because Rattler Boosters, they committed by themselves. And somebody threw a joke at me, it's like, hey, they can't do much. They don't have the numbers. And it's like 300 of them. And that 300 committed to just dropping 20K for this past season and then just approved to do 50K for the next 3 years. So in a 4-year period, 300 some people are donating $170,000 just to Willie Simmons. This same 300 people pays for the muscle milk and the nutrition programs at Florida A&M University. Again, they do it. This group of 300, if they can get to 1,000, imagine what they can do. That's just some of the goals, some of the things that we don't always share. They don't, and they're led by humble leadership. But at the same point, it's time to diversify. We need our DSOs to, one, focus on what they're supposed to be focused on, but two, also diversify your portfolio so that you're not solely dependent on membership. Like we saw that over there across the street. They absorbed Seminole Boosters. That's part of their university now. Like it's a DSO, but check the website, boosters.fsu.edu. That's part of the university. Oh, question. Are they open? They are. Are they open to new ideas? Tamara asks, are they open to new perspectives, especially for new members? They are. Now, I will say, if you one of these jokers want to give ideas and do this and sit in your hands, they're like anybody else. They ain't got that. Now, if you want to be a worker and you want to come in there and share some ideas, oh, you want to lead it? Let's go. Cool. They are those kind of people. They don't mind that. I came in as a volunteer and I'm a member, partially because I was like, dang, during the member meetings, I want to be sure I can say stuff and talk. But it actually has some cool benefits. A lot of times you get to talk to the AD and stuff like that. She sits on the meetings. Jackman, FAMU should hire a consultant company to reorganize the financial campaigns. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Just because, again, in my critique of the Rattler Boosters, I'm also critiquing the university as a whole. Look, we don't do fundraising right. Just my personal opinion, we don't. It because again, I told you I'm a teacher. You come up to me talking about, hey, bro, let me get $70 and be like, for what? For why? From who? Not today, Satan. Now, if you come to me in January, end of January, can I get $18.87? Oh, sure. Yeah, I got $20, man. $18.87. I got that. You come back to see me about, April. Hey, you got another $18.87. Yeah, that ain't but $20, man. I got that. And you come back in August. Hey, you got another $18.87. Yeah, for FAMU. Oh, come on. I always got $18.87. And then come back in November. You got another $18.87 for us? Absolutely. All of a sudden, guess what? You hit me up for more than $70. And I didn't balk at it one time. And then on top of that, and I give FAMU some credit. I did the Day of Giving a few months ago. They sent me a little something in the mail, asked for some more money. I was like, I ain't got it right now. But you know what? When I get it, I'm going to send a little something. We got to do those kind of things. As a university, when the Rattlers donate, we need some literature. All y'all folks that just donated to university, look, you should get an invitation to Be Out Day, an invitation to the freaking Orange and Green game. Make it an event. Like these type of things, next level thinking sometimes, but sometimes just customer service. Some of this is the reason you go to Publix and you don't go to Walmart. I can't tell y'all the last time I went to Walmart, respectfully. Now they want to donate and support a brother. Look, I'll be Walmarting it up for everything but the meat. I ain't getting no meat from Walmart. But Publix, man, I look at the grocery bill and dang, shop was a pleasure, but good Lord, y'all high as hell. But you know what? When I walk in there, hey, how are you doing? How was your day? Would you like me to bag your groceries, paper or plastic? Like, oh shoot, you know what? I look, all that customer service, it hurt. But guess what? On Wednesday, I'm gonna be right back in there to get the buy one get one free deals because y'all know they rotate them Wednesday and Thursday, depending on where you live. Look, I'll just keep it real. We don't fundraise well. And we don't. Some of it is because we have shoddy customer service. Like some of y'all still complain about financial aid. I ain't gonna lie, I was gigging the other day, and I'm older than these kids. I look young because I use lotion. My mama made sure I oiled up, but about 40. And one of these kids, he's a current FAMU student. He over there looking like, oh. He's like, oh, you wearing FAMU stuff today? All right now. I said, yeah, man. I said, you go to the game? Man, I ain't going to none of this. Hey, man, my financial aid. I said, oh, what happened with your financial aid? Oh, if you went to FAMU, But at the same point, it's like, okay, did you tell somebody? Anybody know about it? Well, da-da-da. It's like, cool. But at the same point, now he's got a negative outlook on the financial aid process. And it may not have just been customer service. Some of it may have been his fault. But before we get to there, we got to get to that first level of customer service. Make me feel like I'm engaged. You want to know one thing I regret to admit? For the past 2 years, every month, I get an offer by the University of South Florida to come to a basketball game, a baseball game, any sporting event that they have, I get an invite. And you know why? Because I bought a ticket to watch FAMU play USF when Coach Pillow was there. Got beat. But every month, hey, you know how much it cost me to send this dude an email? Nothing. UCF has been sending me emails since the time we played them in football, inviting me to come to UCF events every month. Why? Because, hey, he came once, he might come again. And guess what? Be honest with y'all, it's up there, right there on the white FAMU thing. That is my the white FAMU jersey. That was my credentials from the FAMU versus UCF game. Guess what, though? I also bought 4 tickets. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't spent but like $30. But guess what? My wife went to UCF, so I took my wife, I took the kids. Guess what? We bought popcorn. We bought soda. I got a souvenir cup. That day, I went to watch FAMU. Got in for free. Got my parking for free. But still bought a ticket so I could sit with my wife, sit with the kids. And still, UCF hit me for about $100 in my household off of one game. And I'm not a UCF fan. I like the UCF basketball coach, the women's coach, because she goes to my church. Other than that, I ain't got nothing to give you for UCF. But anytime FAMU comes to town, and I know because my wife went to UCF, if I want her to go, I got to buy her a ticket, my son a ticket, and my daughter a ticket, and I got to feed them. Like, we have to get more consistent about those kind of things because we're losing revenue streams. Admittedly, the North End Zone, not controlled by us, not controlled by AD Sykes. So if you don't like it, that ain't her fault. And she straight up tells you, she straight up said that at the meeting. But that's where we're losing revenue. We're losing revenue by not sending out emails when FAMU's playing basketball at home. Hey, get season tickets. Does the team suck? Absolutely. But guess what? Send out an email, invite people to come support. All of a sudden, if you bought season tickets, man, they can win 3 games. But guess what? Once you done bought them season tickets, hey, that's your problem now. All money that come across my table is clean money. And that's the way FAMU's got to see it. Like, if you're going to consistently not wait until we get into crisis mode, you have to improve the customer service for these different organizations, but especially university as a whole. But then, and I love where I believe that was Hitman. Wow, I never knew a way to join. At graduation, NAA and Rattler Booster should have something going up there the entire time. It's not like you didn't just, hell, if you are either organization now, you deserve a seat at the table with the AD. Because you done paid for it. I almost cussed. Like, you done paid for it. Especially if you Rattler Boosters. You just bought. You're paying for the nutrition stuff. Like, let's call it a spade. All the muscle milk they asked for, you cut the check. You just committed to paying, on top of the $20K you about to give Willie, another $150 over 3 years. You just bought the track team a tent if you're the Rattler Boosters. You can't tell me we can't get an ad during graduation? Heck, we didn't put in $200K from 300 people. Hello? We can't get an ad during graduation before the game, before the ceremony, telling people, hey, join the Rattler Boosters. The team behind the team, supporting FAMU athletics since blah blah. Like, show old pictures. Like, you can't get that? Hell, you paid for it. Shoot, you didn't pay more than some people actually advertising with the university. If we being real, but you can't get that. FAMU National Alumni Association. Look, same thing. It shouldn't be when everybody turns over the tassel. Somebody from NAA comes up there. You are now members for 1 year. You know, that joke got old the first time I heard it. Like, okay, that's cute. But you know what? Before that, while they sitting down, we should have some NAA ads up there. Support the university. Affiliate in the university. Join the National Alumni Association. You know, all that good stuff. Run that ad. Show some highlights from the season. Show some of the accomplishments of the university. Talk about the fundraising, all that stuff. All of a sudden, you start thinking you got some of those times. You got 3 graduation ceremonies and Lawson's packed. That's 30,000 people. Theoretically, some of them going to be the same people over and over again. We're going to be conservative and say 15 to 20,000 people who just walked through that gym and saw the same video. And all of a sudden, put a little QR code up there. You know how your cousins be. They be cuckoo. They done be let me sign up for this right fast. It's $100. I got it. Again, some of this we ain't doing right. And it took us a crisis where, you know, I'm just like as many of y'all. I get sick of the trash talk. And y'all had Willie get up there, get tired of it. Like, even Willie said, folks over there joking about the APR. Willie like, oh, APR was a 950 this year. What you gonna talk about next? like I ain't gonna lie. Part of me thinks Willie's just sick of people in the swag. Like, I ain't even lie to you. Look, Jack Man, yep. Run that ad at all the basketball and football games. You got a ribbon board. You got a new scoreboard. Hell, the boosters paid for the last scoreboard. I think they did. Oh, look. That was back in the dark times. We won't talk about everything that happened back then. But, you know, they got to earn your trust again. I get it. Selvin Cobb, he's got mine, though. Like, honorable dude. But, like, again, it's just that next level thinking. Like, FAMU should send you something every month electronically, not in the paper mail. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. That look, I don't even know where I put it. I threw it away. I took the little one thing they gave me, but the other donation I donate online. I'm not sending you a check in the mail. Like, I'm sorry, I don't even pay church like that. Like, I do digital tithing as it is. Like, I'll be sitting over there like Givelify, bloop bloop, bomb, take my money. Whatever the Lord gets, the Lord gets. My coach is petty. Tamara says, love coaches clapbacks. Look, I love it because that's where you kind of get the honest Willie. Like, he's always gonna give you the honest Willie. He don't be lying. But you get that ever like the one who's like that one fan you by 40. They might get a DM for Coach Simmons. He started laughing. Like, but you can see like some of the stuff actually bothers him. Because some people ain't got no better thing but to hate on FAMU. And the worst of it, some of us ain't got no better sense but to engage them. You ain't got nothing good to say about FAMU. Look, Frederick Humphreys taught me a long time ago. Raise your hand. Yeah. Look, sometimes you ain't got to catch that. Sometimes I can just say nothing to you. I can just point to the scoreboard. Like, okay, we winning. But in this case, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We definitely got some restructuring to do. And I think that was one of the things that we learned about FAMU. When FAMU comes together, man, y'all Rattlers, we are powerful. We start looking, and one of the questions somebody asked, yo, can we do an NIL? Is it allowed? It's like, yeah, it's called a collective. You want to find a good one? Go across the street. Go hit the Battle's End up. I would hit them up. I wouldn't hit the Rising Spear up because what the Battle's End does, whoever wants to give can give. They don't have giving levels. If you want to give $5, if you want to give $5,000, they do that. They help the kids get an NIL deal, keep it moving. Some of this stuff we can kind of steal from other people and learn and put your own FAMU spin. Like, can I necessarily get you a deal NIL with Publix? Nah, but come on, let's be real. Man, if they had NILs when Jameis Winston was in college, what if Jameis Winston would have had a Publix NIL with some crab legs? Look, I'm still an fan, so I'm not even being petty. But y'all think about that. Him running out the stove with some crab legs, throwing the crab legs, and somebody catching him, be like, did you pay for these? Like, ooh. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Don't get caught stealing. Like, I'm just saying, like, what kind of possibilities would have been? Like, think about, like, I ain't gonna lie, I just interviewed Peter Warwick. Think if you would have had Peter Warwick in like JCPenney's, like back in the day, and Pete's still fresh and fly. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that joker's still like he can give some of y'all the business, and he's a strong 40 plus. Imagine what that would have been then. But now that you have it now, we got to take advantage of it. We got to build those infrastructures where we don't have them, and we have to recommit to it. Because honestly, it's there. Rattler Nation just showed how powerful it is. If Willie accepts his job or keeps the job, decides to stay, I wouldn't be surprised that thing hit $200,000 by the Alumni Association only. That don't include the $50K he's getting from the other ones. VCO, what's up, man? Happy New Year. Like, but you had freaking fraternities giving this brother $25K. What was it, Alpha Z, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated? Just say, oh yeah, we're gonna get $25K. Shoot, okay. You got the dadgum Kappas there. Man, wait till those Omegas and the Sigmas and I guess you got a few Iotas. They're somewhere. I'm sorry. Y'all know shots are always ready to be fired. Question Will ask, how much do we talk with the Seminole Boosters? I don't know. But I do want to know what other sources, organizations are doing and how they're doing. Great question. Like, honestly, AD Sykes has said her and Michael Alford have talked. If you're not familiar, Michael Alford is the AD at Florida State. Previously was the president of Seminole Boosters. So I don't know how often they talk, but what I do honestly know, it was mentioned in the last meeting. Can we talk to them? Can we get something going? Like, figure out what they're doing? Again, I pointed out for those who missed it late, this is how they make their money. Some of it is unrestricted gifts. You give however much you want. Some of this is capital projects. They have bonds and other things. Again, they're part of the university, so things are a little bit different. Sports specific, the coaches clubs. So like they still have to deal with the parking. Like, so it's not like with Rattler Boosters there. They also have their School of Business and Industry and other clubs. They have the skyboxes that they operate and they make money from that. Licensing, you can come on this website and you can buy stuff. It's from Fan Addicts, but still, you can buy merchandise, hospitality, the ticket sales, and the suites. So they are running the sweeps. Yes, the suites. Sorry, I said it wrong. Then the biggest one for me is real estate. They diversified. They own part of College Town. So what part of College Town they own, I don't know. But guess what? And it's a lofty pursuit. I do get it. But if Rattler Boosters were able to build an apartment house, dorm facility, something, guess what you're going to need as long as you got college students? Place for them to live. As long as they're not virtual, guess what happens? They pay rent. That rent goes back into the organization. Those funds cover the cost of the facility, cover the cost of the workers, and then you have enough set up so that some of that goes back to athletics. Maybe that becomes the athletic village. Like, I'm just saying. Jackman says, if we organize and ask the right way, Rattler Nation will give. It's been proven. Hire a consultant. I give. You got that one, and I agree. I think that's part of the problem. Part of the problem, that a lot of us have, where's my money going? Because I'm with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, until I started helping with the boosters, I was kind of like, man, I don't know. Look, I do NAA, but I don't know. And then I saw where the money was going. I saw what they were doing. I was like, y'all ain't telling nobody what y'all doing? Like, man, y'all better than me. I'm braggadocious. Look, I may like be humble about some things, but if I did something and it's getting some attention, but oh yeah, I did that. Like that flyer for the UCF basketball game, yeah, I did that. I created that one. Yeah, local Orlando alumni, I did that. That was Keith. Yep, because I wanted us to come to the game. I'm already trying to reach out. I'm gonna hit up the Volusia County group. What are we doing for this Cookman game? We know it's coming. We got 6-7 days. Can we encourage all the Rattlers to show up? If Cookman gets some of the money, cool. But let's turn that mug orange and green. Support our team. Like, I'm just saying. Like, we have to be more transparent in our practices. We have to make sure we're operating in the sunshine. And we're gonna do stuff the right way. Like, if you're doubtful of Rattler Boosters, you're my age and older, I get it. There's a good reason why. But you one of these young folks, you probably never heard of Rattler Boosters. You don't know that they are solely there to promote and support athletics. And one of the things they're really pushing is women's athletics. They are like, hey, the non-scholarship groups need to get more money. Guess what happens when these kids graduate? They leave FAMU. Guess what they don't mind doing? Giving back to the programs that they were part of. So we gotta work on that. But in this year we learned, and Jackman pointed out, if we organize the right way, Rattler Nation will give. And I think that was the biggest thing. But we also learned that But we champions. Like, you better talk to me nice. Like, when I come around the corner, don't speak to me any kind of way, man. I got championships right here, man. Like, I'm sorry. like, when I walk in the door, you better talk nice to me. How many teams from Florida won bowl games? 2. Like, I'm just saying, like, you gonna have to speak nice to me. Like, I hit one of these in a second. Like, who you strike and strike and strike again, and on that third strike, I might say something. I'm a champion, man. And I meant that. I said it with my chest. Terry says, I learned more about Rattler Booster by watching the 220 quarterback club meetings than from the boosters themselves. I'm definitely interested in joining again. And it's a symbiotic thing. You start to see where they're working together. They do support each other. And I think that's the next level. That's the next phase. Our DSOs have to get to the point where they're supporting each other. Again, I don't need 20,000 people throwing spears. I just need a bunch of people doing the job. Give me the fangs, hey, let's go. One of the most beautiful parts, and I'm going to let y'all go in a few minutes, is about us when we sing, hey, let's go, as a stadium, is we're all chanting. The 100's playing, but we're all singing, and we're doing a strike, and the beauty of it is all of us are singing in unison. We're all going in one direction, and we're all telling the team, let's go. Now, granted, they don't sing the part out loud when they say to the liquor store, but if you know, you know. If you're a Rattler, you already know. We drank. I ain't got nothing in my cup yet. I'm saving my toddy for the party to New Year's. It's Crown Apple tonight. Well, she got Crown Apple. I got Bacardi Lemon. So it's gonna be Arnold Palmer for me. Stay hydrated. But look, y'all, that's just for the year. That's what I'm thinking right now. And if you ask me, does Willie come back? I think you got him this time. But I think what this does create is a place where we as Rattler Nation realize we got to get our stuff together. I almost cussed. We have to get organized, and we have to consistently move in one direction, because when you see Rattler Nation move in one direction towards one common goal, we make stuff look good, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. That Celebration Bowl, look, go back and watch the HBCU Digital Twitter page, Fangs Up Twitter page. Go look at the one where it's me and the girls. Man, please. And that woman was beautiful. But it was especially beautiful because of how much orange and green it was. Like, consistent, the unity, everybody's moving in one direction. That's what we need. And as Tamara pointed out, you got to keep striking from the top, Rattlers. Happy New Year and secure Willie sentence. Look, I'm just saying, because you may not love all his play calling. I don't either. And he admits when he's wrong. That screenplay is like, yeah, I shouldn't have called that. But at the same point, have you seen the transition in the program? Have you seen this program reach levels it's never has before? Yes. Your APR is going up. Players are graduating. Your facilities have improved. Look at Bragg Stadium before Willie and post Willie. I told y'all when Willie got here, Willie built stadiums. Like, Willie built the stadium in Prairie View. He didn't build it with his own hands. He was there when it was built. Bragg gets rebuilt under Willie. I get the field house thing. Look, I left that hill when I saw that strategic plan, and they said in 7 years we're trying to build a new stadium. Okay, I'm for it. If that's what we're gonna do, I'll get off that hill about this field house being rebuilt. But if we're gonna just stay there at Bragg, look, fix that field house. But it's just one of those things. If we consistently move towards this one goal of being about Mother FAMU and her children, we're gonna be all right. Do I think Willie stays? If we get to 500K, yes. I think you can keep him. But I also think within that, you're gonna have to do some things differently as a university, as direct service organizations, and as a collective to ensure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen again, or so that when Willie gets offered that head coaching job, you're ready for the KJ Black or whomever to come here and succeed and just keep the ball rolling. You're ready and you're prepared to keep coaches like Coach Devin Respris and pay them what they're owed. Because without that kind of recruiting, we're not just dominating Howard. Because honestly, we played like straight boo-boo trash that first half. We just out-personneled them in the second. We were just better. Like, it's not classes. I'm not bragging different. I'm bragging honest. We just beat them because we were better. So, look, y'all, we are approaching 2024. And this year, man, we're going to do some new things. We're going to do some great things. Y'all see, every year the technology get a little bit better. Like the wife blessed me with a nice chair. We got the Rattler jerseys, got the credentials. Look, we're going to be out there, man. Look, woo, Hitman said, only KJ, nobody else. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Before I get out here, I'm not on the Ed Reed thing. Right? And it's not even like a disdain. If you know me well, you know I don't like the University of Miami. I cannot stand it. I am a diehard when it comes to that. But I struggle to want to give this job to Ed Reed. Especially, I just feel like you're gonna get made to look bad. And I can't have that as a Rattler. So, but for HBCU Digital Network, this is home. Check out Herb Seward and the Black Techies. Also, come back Thursday. Check us out here at the Fangs Up Podcast. We'll talk a little bit about, this recruit we brought in. Definitely not Ed Reed. And we're going to talk about what comes of this Willie Simmons thing. And then what do we learn from it? Like, if he goes, why? If he stays, why? But in the long run, as a FAMU, I want him. No homo. But I definitely know who I don't want. Ed Reed is one of the names I don't want. Andre Johnson, I don't want. I would honestly take Alcorn's former coach over Ed Reed in a second. I just don't love his recruiting principles. But, yeah. We're going to see, though. All right, y'all. Look, go out, go celebrate. Go enjoy. If you are some of the good people from that are Haitian, eating that special soup and whatnot y'all got today, look, enjoy. One of my look, actually this FAMU student, he was telling me about it. I was like, I never knew. He's like, what? So, but y'all go enjoy. Freedom Days, Liberty Day is coming for some of those people as a celebration. Y'all know I always celebrate that. But look, before we head out of here, man, again, enjoy the year. Be safe. If you are in Orlando, go check out T-Wit and the party he's got going on. If you're not familiar about it, go check out T-Wit Productions. Good guy. He's a good noob. So and I just happen to have been able to meet him and been able to go to a few of his events. He throws a good party. It's fun times. But as always, y'all, it's going to be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.